Should we talk about trade and just how much of an economic export powerhouse the UK is? Because the Prime Minister certainly thinks we are. Despite Brexit, he said, look, it's no wonder that Brexit Britain has leapt above France, Japan and the Netherlands to become the world's fourth biggest exporter. It's big news here. The Prime Minister's talked about it, his Trade Secretary has talked about it a lot, and it left me wondering, do the numbers actually stack up? Okay, so I looked at the very data set they were talking about. This is showing you the ranking across the world of different countries by how much they're exporting in goods and services. Services are important here because the UK is a big services powerhouse, things like financial services and so on. Look, we were down in 7th place in 2021. Now look at 2022, and it's true. We leapt up above France and the Netherlands into 4th place. Fantastic news, but it did get me wondering, what happened, if that's 2021 and 2022, what happened in 2020? So I looked up the numbers, and here's what I found. Actually, in 2020, we were in 4th place. And that again posed another question. Are we often in 4th place? Is it not actually something new? So I went back and looked at the rankings. And again, this line's just showing you where we're ranked in the overall ratings here for world trade. And we were 4th biggest, obviously, you heard about that in 2022. 4th biggest in 2020, I just showed you that. But also, we were 4th biggest for quite a long period over here. In fact, when you look back over the past decade and work out our average position in a modal way, we were 4th. So there is nothing new about it. We were 4th before Brexit, and we bounced around to be 4th recently. But I did wonder about one thing, okay. Over here, what happened here in 2021? Why did we fall quite so much? That was the biggest we fell ever. Was it down to Brexit? Was it down to something else? And what I found is quite interesting. The background here is the UK is a big importer and exporter of gold. We're not actually kind of mining it here. We're just bringing it in and sending it out. It's part of our financial system, but it does distort our trade figures. And actually, there was quite a lot going on with gold recently. This is showing you the total amount of exports from the UK of gold. And look what's something pretty striking here. Very high in 2022, very low in 2021, which left me wondering, is that what accounts for our leapfrogging? Is it down to gold rather than our actual trade performance? Well, I incorporated those numbers into those rankings you saw a moment ago, okay? That was record flows of gold in 2020, 22 rather. That is the numbers you just saw before, including gold, okay? These rankings do include gold. If you adjust them and exclude gold, here's how it looks. Suddenly, we were not 4th, we're 6th. And actually in 2020, we were not 4th either, we were 5th. And in fact, the last few years, we've been considerably worse if you adjust for gold than we were before. It just underlines that with a lot of these statistics, the more you dig into them, the more, let's say, nuanced the reality is.